Okay, so we're at a house call for a Generac standby generator. I'm not sure what kilowatt this is, but we are going to open it up. It has run, there we go. It has run quite a bit in the last couple of weeks because of the crazy storms we've had, and it was due for an oil change before that. Hopefully we don't find anything too crazy in here. Looks good, clean. So basically I'm going to take all these covers off so we can kind of change the oil, and that'll be that. So these are pretty cool units. You just take the covers off, right? Stack them up. Take this one off. They're really light. They're just kind of like a hard plastic, but it gives you accessibility to the oil filter and to the fuel, or oil drain. So let's take a quick look. It's clean because it's propane or natural gas, but it is a little low. So that's okay. We're gonna fire it up and warm the oil up, and that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna switch it to off. So auto it will run the house, right? And then manual will start right up right here. Alright, so we're going to keep it in the off function. So if there was a power failure for whatever reason, it doesn't fire up when there's no oil in it. So I did notice it cranked over a little slow. I might look into changing the battery. I got to just check the date on it and do a load test, but it's probably due. It's a small little tractor battery too, so honestly it probably needs one. So we're just going to grab the oil pan. Unfortunately, you're going to have to hold it there while you do it. So pretty much, let's see what I can do here. Oh man, all right. I need a tripod. I'm sorry. There we go. So there you go, and basically we'll take this dipstick out and it will flow a little better. Make sure my leg's near this pan. So I'm going to get this oil changed. So the next step is to take your oil filter wrench, crack it open. I got to adjust it a little bit, but this step can be slightly messy. So that was a good step, or a good sign. It cracked open pretty easy. So I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm sorry, I don't have a tripod, but I'm going to throw the oil pan underneath just in case there's a lot of oil that comes out. But you get the point. You twist it off, and then I will show you how I put oil filters on. This might be not new information for a lot of people, but who knows, right? So this Generac takes an 0867439 filter, and I think that's fairly universal with Generac because I've used these filters a lot. I have probably 20 of them just sitting, but there you go, universal Generac parts. Alright, so it was a good thing I did that. A lot of oil did come out. So the next step, wipe the gasket surface. A lot of people don't do this. I don't know. I was told it one time and I do it. So make sure the gasket surface is clean. Alright, next, take this annoying plastic film off. Should have done this already, but my apologies. Okay, good. Make sure there isn't a gasket left behind. That's another step. So now what you want to do, take a little bit of oil out of your pan or your oil filter or whatever, and just hit the gasket, right? tip it over, make sure you get all the dirt in it. Just hit the gasket, then it won't bind up, okay? Spin her on. Perfect. Okay, take this away. Didn't really make too much of a mess. One little drip here, no big, right? Take your hand, not your wrench. That's it. Just like that, tight. Good to go. Okay, the next step, grab yourself some oil. I personally always run AMSOIL 530 in these generators. I'm up north, okay? It's cold. It's already cold out right now. It's probably 40 degrees out and the sun's up, you know? It's cold, all right? So it's only going to get colder. It's beginning of November. These generators get run in the worst of weather conditions, right? They don't run on, you know, perfect summer, hot, warm days, whatever. They run when it's negative 10 degrees out. You need to have good oil. This is $15 a quart, okay? A standby generator, all plumbed in, $6,000 in that area. I think you can afford the good oil if you can afford the generator, my opinion. So we're going to pour some oil in here and see how much it takes. All right, so I put about 3/4 of a quart in. Read the dipsticks on things that you change the oil. For correct oil level, twist in. Some are just pure dipsticks. So twist, remove. Let's see. We are very close, but we have not run this machine yet. So what will happen is the oil will get sucked into the oil filter and that level will then drop. So we're going to just let it sit for a second, recheck it, and we'll probably run it up, shut it off, and then add some more oil. Okay, so we're going to start it again. That will be just enough to cycle all the oil around the oil passages in the oil filter, right? So now we're going to let it sit again. Then we're going to pull the dipstick, check the oil. So what I usually mean by waiting is a minute or so. That just lets everything settle back down and, you know, there's bubbles in the oil from being run and agitated, right? So what I usually do is then I check everything else. So pull the air filter off. This, not really much dirt back here, so this air filter is good to go. I replaced it, I don't know, last year or the year before, something like that, so it's fine. You don't need to replace it if it looks like that. So, no fuel filters in these because, well, it has a gas line, right? So, we already shut this, obviously, but now we're ready to pull the dipstick, and we will notice that it is probably going to be low. So this is tough with one hand. So now let's check it. Right, so we are now below the checkered marks, and I usually tip it on its side, and you can really see it. It's below the checkered marks. So we're going to add a little bit more oil. All right, so we ended up putting a full quart in. It is good to go. We are gonna, put a full quart in. We drain the pan out into the quart. There's really no other cleanup here. I'm gonna order an interstate battery for this and just come back and replace it when I'm in town. Not too far away from where I am, so we're going to put it all back together, and that'll be it for this. I hope that that helps. I think this is like a 8 kilowatt or something like that. Let me just show you the details. This is what it is. Just a single cylinder unit. Now you'll notice that I didn't replace the spark plug. You can, but it's propane. If you pull this out, it will be absolutely perfect every single time, and I've proven that time and time and time again. So I checked it last year. I'm not too worried about it. It runs fine. So there you go.